Now I'd like to welcome into the debate Rohit Kochhar, Chairman and Managing Partner of Kochhar and Company. He'd been taking the position about a media trial. I hope Rohit Kochhar today revises his position on the media trial. Geeta Luthra is Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court. The question is, where's the media trial tonight? There's only one trial that should happen, and that should happen of the Mumbai police. Waris Pathan in the studio still feels the media has done a bad job. I think that's pathetic that you take such a position, Waris, because at least today you should revise your position and be a little honest about the fact that had it not been for the media, in fact, I wouldn't say the media, had it not been for Times Now, Peter Mukerjea would be, in Havana, Cuba, Ibiza, partying away, laughing at the whole country and saying, this is what the Indian democracy is about. You can walk away with it. Ravina Raj Kohli, former president of Star News, I don't know her position. Dr. Jayanti Dutta, clinical psychologist, joining us for a second time on this debate. And, Sanjay Hegde talks about a media-inspired investigation. Well, I wish we didn't have to do that, Sanjay, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. It's an unfortunate reality. Vikram Singh, former top cop, has been consistent on this case, unforgiving on Peter Mukerjea. If there's one man, it has been Vikram Singh, even when it was unpopular to be in that position. And M R Venkatesh, chartered accountant, policy analyst, he's been very critical of the Mumbai police role as well. Let's begin the debate. Okay, let me start with you, Rohit Kochhar. I remember what you said. I haven't forgotten what you said in the course of our initial discussions. You were supremely critical of the media. Now, I think that unless the Mumbai police and the investigations were intellectually handicapped, and I'm only being polite about it, there must be seriously something wrong that such an obvious open and shut case where a person called Peter Mukerjea is part of the conspiracy to kill Sheena, everyone was blind about it. Why was everyone blind about it, and why did everyone, including you, try to put the focus on what the media is doing? You should have put the focus on what the police was not doing. But instead the focus was on what the media was doing. Why was that the position being taken then? Which defied all logic. Okay, let's begin with you.
Arnab, my recollection of what I stated earlier is that the media was providing disproportionate coverage to this matter.
Absolutely proportionate coverage.
I did not make any other insinuation. No, let me speak. I did not make any other insinuation other than the fact that this was not a case of such prime public or national importance.
Of course it was.
That it deserved the kind of media coverage.
No, of course it was. No, it was. It was. It was making people uncomfortable. Some cases make people uncomfortable. You have a person who calls himself a media mogul, has all kinds of political contacts, is involved in killing someone, conspiring to kill someone. His wife has carried out this murder. He's aware of it. The discrepancies are absolutely clear. Nobody asks questions and he's getting away with it. How do you say it's irrelevant? M R Venkatesh, you think it's irrelevant? And let me ask you, M R Venkatesh, had it not been for the media?
I said the media coverage was disproportionate.
No, I think today is the day to kill.
960 minutes of coverage.
Really?
By Times Now on this subject.
Yes.
So my only comment then was that this matter did not deserve.
I'm very flattered that you're keeping close track of our coverage, because
my second comment. Let me respond to your second question.
One second. The point is very clear. I want to get a second point of view on this. I'd say on record today that had it not been for the coverage that you call disproportionate, Peter Mukerjea, having been a part of the conspiracy to kill Sheena, would have put all the blame on Indrani, taken his ill-gotten wealth and flown out of the country.
Exaggeration by the media.
Flown out of the country. No, what exaggeration by the media?
Again, the tribal media.
I disagree.
How can you say that Peter Mukerjea is involved in the murder of Indrani?
Where is the doubt about it?
It is pending before the court. The charge sheet is filed. Arnab, let me tell you one thing.
Arnab, it is too premature for you to state on national television that Peter Mukerjea, in fact, is a conspirator. The CBI has just arrested him.
That's what he has been charged.
That's what he's been charged with. What do you want me to say?
Interrogation.
That is what.
That's what he's been charged with.
This is not trial by media.
Something.
No, this is the problem. I don't know. Sometimes, with the greatest respect to advocates.
Highly premature.
No, with the greatest respect to advocates, please tell me, Rohit Kochhar.
He is a conspirator. Rohit Kochhar. Actually one of the persons behind this murder.
Rohit Kochhar, 1 second. I'll tell you this. I've taken enough flack on this. I would take it again because I think it's for a right cause. I don't know whether the best of lawyers sometimes while pursuing their legal argument leave their common sense behind. M R Venkatesh, the argument being made here is even now don't question Peter Mukerjea. Even now, when we know exactly what he did, don't question Peter Mukerjea.
We are saying not by the media.
I'm appalled.
Not by the media. Charge sheet is filed.
Common sense. Arnab, let me.
That is the point.
No, M R Venkatesh.
That is the point that the entire.
That common sense.
That is the point that the entire phase 3 circuit of Bombay, along with certain senior lawyers, wanted to make. They wanted to insulate Peter Mukerjea from any sort of investigation.
On Peter Mukerjea,
nobody is passing any judgment. Nobody is passing any judgment. Nobody is passing any judgment on anybody, sir. All that we are asking is why is it
parameters of common sense.
No, please understand. Nobody is talking about your common sense. All that we are asking is the common sense of the police. The police must have investigated Peter Mukerjea, and to say that this was an emotional crime was, I think, the most juvenile act of the Mumbai police. There was huge financial angle. There was a huge financial ramification flowing out of the murder, which the Mumbai police conveniently winked at. And it was staring at our face, crying for attention from every rooftop of Mumbai's skyscrapers. But yet Mumbai police chose to look otherwise, and all of you people who wanted this to happen were also trying to shield Peter Mukerjea in one way or the other, deliberately or otherwise, knowingly or unknowingly, trying to tell that no, Peter Mukerjea cannot be questioned. How is it that this, you may not have used this precise language, but every time the question was raised, you were trying to raise media has no business, this is media trial, this Peter Mukerjea was a loving, doting father, a loving, caring husband, this should not be done. Where is the financial angle into this? This was an emotional
I never
crime.
made any
this was
comments
what
about
was being...
Peter
Let's
being
get
a
Sanjay
loving
Hegde. Sanjay Hegde on the other
No,
side.
you may not have.
I have no
Sir, you
information.
may not have particularly done, but this was the story, this was the narrative that was being...
And also,
this
I
was
am
the
not Peter
narrative
Mukerjea's lawyer.
being given to us.
So I have no vested interest.
no, you are not,
it's not
sir.
only about you. No, it's not just about you. Rohit, one second.
You have not, but this was...
I'll tell you. I think
this was the narrative being given.
I think there was a conspiracy in the Mumbai police. The Mumbai police was part of a conspiracy in concealing facts and protecting Peter Mukerjea. Pardon me?
Did you read the charge sheet?
I know the facts better than you.
No, I can tell you.
I know the facts better than you.
Arnab, let me tell you one thing. This is a trial totally by the media, and the people are being misled when the 1,000-page charge sheet is filed before the court. When the charge sheet is filed before the court, you know what the law says. No. The man is proved to be innocent unless he's proved guilty.
Don't give me the...
So why does the media say
don't teach me the problem.
Indrani is involved in the murder and the financial angle has been brought. You read the 1,000-page charge sheet.
I have read the 1,000-page charge sheet. Have you?
The Bombay police investigated the case for so many days. When the media came only for one case.
I have read the charge sheet. Have you? I have read the charge sheet. Have you?
In our country, several murders take place every day. Will your media bring up before the public all the cases?
Can you take a pause? Can you take a pause?
Why on the Sheena Bora murder case?
Will you stop for a while? Can we get some others into the panel, please?
Yes, you are getting a hype. And you are giving the judgment without there being evidence being led in the matter. You are giving a judgment to the case.
Waris, will you stop?
That is what
Waris, will you stop? You know, I'll tell you tonight. I'll tell you. 1 second, please. Please, Rohit, let the others come in. Rohit, let the others come in. I'll tell you something. I am seeing tonight a deep degree of discomfort today among two sections. Deep discomfort. ये क्या हो गया? हम तो कंट्रोल करते थे सब कुछ. हम हैं पुलिस, हम हैं लॉयर्स, और पुलिस और लॉयर्स के बीच में गठबंधन हो जाए तो सब महागठबंधन is stronger than Nitish Kumar's महागठबंधन. And what does the rest of the people know? We will control the evidence and then we will put some silly legal argument, we'll confuse people and we'll quietly go and tell Peter Mukerjea, don't worry, we've confused people enough, now just take the next flight, you're a British citizen, anyway you fly out. And people will not ask questions. Now in comes the media. The media asks the following questions. And I want Ravina and Sanjay Hegde to come on it. The media, in this case Times Now, highlight the discrepancies between... 1 second.
I'm sorry.
Pardon me? Geeta Luthra?
This is not correct. You can't... See, you can't really say it in this manner, as if you can't even say this, that lawyers and police got together. Firstly, nobody has a brief for Peter Mukerjea. So what is being said is something which is, I think, the basic premise, which is rule of law, and what is being said is a fair trial. So a fair investigation. And I think even now, I haven't read the charge sheet, so I'll plead guilty that I haven't read it. But what I've heard about the charge sheet is really that what is being connected to Peter Mukerjea is still tenuous.
No, I'm sorry. No, just one minute. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Just one. No, Geeta Luthra. Geeta Luthra. No, one second, please. Geeta Luthra, can I
make my point?
No, Geeta Luthra, let me make point. No, Geeta Luthra, what was the case about? No, one second. Geeta Luthra, what was the case about? Just one. I'm coming to you.
1 minute.
No, I'll come back to you. No, I'll come back to you. I'm just making a small intervention.
I'm telling you.
No, I'm making a small intervention. I'm coming back to you.
Yes, sure.
What was the case about?
Sure.
The case was, did Peter know? And Peter said, I had absolutely no idea. Over the course of a 2 to 3 week investigation, we proved that Peter obviously knew. Now you have to be really ignorant, foolish, or prejudiced to believe that Peter didn't know. Yet people went around saying Peter didn't know. When facts were proven, people said Peter didn't know. There are two reasons for this. It can be ignorance or it can be a social bias.
Didn't know
as in it is the cocktail circuit. Sorry, it's the same cocktail circuit philosophy. No. I'm saying cocktail circuit philosophy.
On what basis are you
please let me say what I want to say.
On what basis are you substantiating your statement? Do you have any evidence to correct?
I have.
The charge sheet does not speak now.
I have the evidence.
Done.
I have the evidence.
When he is given police custody, the CBI will investigate the case.
Waris Pathan, you're being represented. Waris Pathan, stop. No, 1 minute.
You are giving a judgment against a person who is not yet proved guilty.
1 minute, please.
Yes.
I don't understand here. The logic, I feel free to come in. No, one second. Waris
Pathan is hopelessly outnumbered.
No, 1 second. Listen, you can all outnumber me.
Yes.
No, 1 second.
No, you cannot be a judge and just pass an order and convicting him.
Answer this.
Okay, let us speak here.
1 minute.
Yeah.
May I answer this? About did Peter know? The question is what?
Can I respond
did he
to
know
Geeta?
at that time? Was he complicit at that time? 1 minute.
Yes,
you can't respond because I haven't finished.
He knew.
So let me first speak. See, what I'm saying is, the first aspect is you have to examine, did Peter know at that time? Did Peter know later? What is the extent to which Peter knew? So all the time I have felt that yes, of course there was something completely suspicious about him saying that Sheena's gone off to the US, and that's not fair. Now, having said that, question is, was he part of the conspiracy? Did he have that criminal intention? Was he part and parcel of it, or will those two telephone calls show that? The talk with Rahul only indicates one thing, that he knew that, or that he had been fed this information that Sheena's in the US and he's pretending.
Geeta, 1 minute. Now, Geeta, please stop. No, Geeta, please stop. No, Geeta, please stop. Let me intervene. Let me intervene for a minute. No, let me intervene. M R Venkatesh on the other side. MR.
Sorry,
No,
1 minute.
please understand the investigation. This is enough. This is enough. There are two limbs. There are two limbs, madam.
Can I complete
No, please understand.
sentence?
There are two limbs to your argument.
So, 1 minute.
One is that an investigation will begin. Here is a family member who is missing for 3.5 years. Here is you please understand. 3.5 years the family member is missing.
So
no questions are being raised. Is this the behavior of a normal, prudent man?
No.
That is what is the question.
1 minute. Assume
no,
1
he
minute.
has said it. He has said it to Arnab's interview that he has lost track of her since she disappeared.
1 minute.
Since she disappeared, he has lost track of her.
I don't think you're going to let one answer. I don't think you're going to let me speak.
Important triggers for sustained investigation from today.
Before you answer me,
you see what's happening is Geeta Luthra.
I think I have a
One
right
second,
to
Geeta
complete
Luthra, you've been making your point. I'll come back to you. You made a long introduction. Now, please let me get some others also in. But this point is not so complex as you're trying to make out. And I would like to get Jayanti Dutta also onto the debate. But I just want to make one point. I don't know. And you took offense when I said then lawyers pick up technicalities. Do they leave their common sense behind? Okay, let me rephrase
I'm not taking offense.
No,
I'm
bhai, Waris, stop. No, please. There are others on the debate.
You believe in trial?
Achha, one second. Fair
trial is to be
given.
No,
I'll tell you. I have enough proof in this.
You have to give a fair trial to the person who is arrested in the case.
Mr. Waris Pathan, will you let Mr. Waris Pathan let others come to the debate, please?
Yes.
For God's sake, one second.
No, if something is going wrong, I have to intervene because you have to see that a fair trial takes place and the media cannot be
again you're repeating. How many times will you repeat
on its own saying that no, he is guilty of the murder.
Mr. Pathan,
the trial is yet to evidence.
Okay,
what do you mean by fair trial,
evidence first.
I'd like to get Jayanti Dutta. One second, MR. Jayanti Dutta, I'd like to get her in. And Jayanti Dutta and Ravina Raj Kohli haven't spoken. Sanjay Hegde has not spoken. And neither has Vikram Singh spoken. So I request the others to please limit their interventions. My question is... Before you get into this media trial business, you see, you are taking it otherwise. The police and the advocates and the legal prosecution set up today is finding the media to be a real millstone around their neck. They'd rather not have the media. They are tired of the media. They say the media is moving ahead of itself. You are not doing your job. The reporters are doing their job. Is it the reporter's problem or your problem? I'm repeating it again. We first don't interrupt me.
Let the investigating agency do the
Waris, will you stop? Waris, will you stop? Waris, will you stop, please?
And then you do the job.
Waris, I don't need your permission to do my job. Yes. 1 minute. Now I'm asking you one thing. Who highlighted the discrepancies between Peter Mukerjea's statements between 25th and 27th of August? Times Now did. Who highlighted the financial angle in the light of the SFIO report? Times Now did. Who questioned the deafening silence on the motive of the murder, thereby bringing the whole personal angle theory into question? Times Now did. Who tracked down Siddhartha Das, not the police? Times Now did. Who tracked down the car dealer who rented out the vehicle in which Sheena was murdered? Times Now did on September 1st. Who first grilled Mikhail and the discrepancy in his statement? Times Now did on September 11th. Who highlighted the Kolkata companies and the murky dealings surrounding the directorship, the transfer of assets? Times Now did. Who highlighted that Javed Ahmed had invited the Mukerjees for a party which later led to the case being transferred to the CBI? Times Now did. Who questioned the Mumbai police's kid glove treatment to Peter? Times Now did. Who questioned the silence on the motive? On the 27th at around 10 p.m. 27th of August, Rakesh Maria said we have a fair idea of the murder. Who questioned what he was saying? Times Now did. And in response for all this, Ravina Raj Kohli, in response for all this, and I am not naming those channels, but the whole country knows the names of the channels which even tonight are trying to bury this story, which even at that point of time did parallel discussions. Oh, Times Now didn't name us bad channels. Question poor Peter. And I think I'm going to come forth tonight, Jayanti Dutta and Ravina Raj Kohli. I'm going to say, where are those people tonight? Let them creep out of the woodwork and ask us what is a media trial. Because I'm telling you, without this media, so-called media trial, Ravina Raj Kohli, Peter Mukerjea would be in Quebec. Yes,
I
please.
would be the first to agree with you, Arnab.
Ravina Raj Kohli, please. Let Ravina speak.
Any trial by media over here. I think the media has done its job. And it's very loose talk as far as I'm concerned when people totally disassociated with the media sit down and judge how media should run itself. I think the media has made a very valid contribution to this case and into the investigation. It has put pressure. We discussed this on the very first show I came on. You have made a serious hole in this arrogance of power that exists, that you can just negotiate your way out of anything if you're a bigwig. I think that is what the media has done today. My second question and my second point I really want to raise over here, I mean, we are regurgitating all the facts all the time, but let's ask over here, who protected Peter and why?
Wow.
That has never come up in any debate. Yeah. Please, let's debate that.
Let's do that. We don't ask. No, 1 second. Waris, don't raise your hand. Does your party, the All India MIM, have any vested interest in the case? Obviously, you don't.
No, I have come here as a lawyer before.
I'd like to go to Jayanti Dutta. If you're a lawyer, then listen to others also. Jayanti Dutta is speaking. Jayanti Dutta is speaking.
I think from day one, I've been saying no murder takes place without a motive. If you have heard my first interview on the Z, I said it. I said it is impossible that without a motive, a murder takes place. And obviously, in this kind of a congregation, where so many people are involved, definitely the financial angle has to be looked into. There can't be honor killing like this. There had to be a financial involvement. Secondly, let's forget everything else, but look at this man's own psyche, his character, his persona. He is a very intelligent man. He is not a naive person. These were my statements. And I still insisted that you cannot have you've been married to a lady for 11 years and you don't know anything about her. She says, it was very convenient for Peter Mukerjea to believe whatever he wanted to believe, and whatever he did not want to, he pretended he didn't know. He wanted to believe his wife when she said, this is my sister. And at the same time, he believed his son also when the son said, all right, I'm going to get married to this girl. He didn't know that the passports were with this son of his. Secondly, now he was not in India, and from London or wherever he was booking the cab for his wife and didn't know where the cab was, taken for. How can you have this kind of thing? Now, every social gathering, the daughter was there with Indrani.
Yeah.
And still he pretended he didn't know. How can you have this? When the girl herself, the Sheena Bora herself, said that it is not my mother, she is my sister, he preferred. It was very convenient for him not to believe that part of the story. And now one does all these kind of weaving only when he has a bigger motive.
Yeah.
And that how can you not see that? People like us could see this.
Well said.
And how could the police miss it out? And then the circumstantial evidences, that the car, the lipstick, the dressing up of the dead body, and then the remnants found.
Okay, now Jayanti Dutta.
How can you not see that?
Jayanti Dutta, one sec. Jayanti Dutta, hold it now. Let me go to Sanjay Singh and Vikram Singh. It's time for Sanjay Singh and Vikram Singh. So Sanjay Singh and Vikram Singh. One second. Please. Can these two panelists, Sanjay Hegde and Vikram Singh, I'm very sorry. Sanjay Hegde and Vikram Singh, remember all those conversations that we had on all these people, media trial, Peter Mukerjea, don't go after Peter Mukerjea. I feel today that there should be a serious investigation on Rakesh Maria. I've been saying this from day one. It is impossible that a person of average intelligence, and I hope Mr. Maria at least has average intelligence, if not more, and considerable experience in the police can get it so wrong. Is it just accidental, Sanjay Hegde, that he botched it up from day one? Is it accidental that he gave Peter Mukerjea the clean chit? Right? Is it accidental that he said on day one, without going into the evidence? One second. That without from day one, without going into the evidence, that Peter
clean chit.
That he said I fixed the case.
Why do you assume he gave him a clean chit?
Of course he gave him a clean chit because he said it on day one.
That is why we said.
Because he said it on day one. No, sorry.
That is what we
Why are you assuming?
He gave a clean chit.
Assuming that he will not get
Waris Pathan, stop.
I want to give answer to a query because you have said times not it this time.
Can I?
Times now is doing one more thing. Convicting Peter and Indrani without following
Waris, the question is to Sanjay. The question is to Sanjay Hegde.
I am making
Sanjay Hegde.
Arnab, Peter Mukerjea has...
Waris, you are disturbing this, please. Sanjay Hegde. Sanjay Hegde.
Arnab, just because the CBI has arrested him...
Sanjay Hegde, please. Only Sanjay Hegde. Can he be on the
Your channel cannot...
No, the question is essentially about what happens within a police department. A policeman may have suspicions, may not be entirely agreeable as to the extent of proof that he has. Why did he not take a call as far as Peter was concerned that somebody more trained like Mr. Singh out here would be possibly in a better position to answer? But to my mind, the crucial question in this case is, what did Peter know and when did he know it?
You want me to tell you? You want me to tell you? You want me to tell you? I tell you. Yeah, I tell you. Okay.
Break it up.
Okay, fine. What did Peter know is the question being put. Peter knew 5 things, Sanjay, and I'm sharing this with viewers. A, Peter knew that Sheena had been murdered. Point number 2, Peter knew that Sheena was Indrani's daughter. Okay? Point number 3, Peter knew that the narrative of Sheena living in the United States was an attempt to conceal the truth about Sheena's disappearance. He was part of the plot. 4, Peter Mukerjea even told Rahul Mukerjea in a phone conversation that he had spoken to Sheena while she was in the US. This was a lie that Peter Mukerjea put out to his own son. This conversation was recorded by Rahul. You want more? Because, nowadays I don't know. Police doesn't do their job. We do. One more thing. Peter, one second. The CBI also said in court today, for your kind information, Sanjay, You see, look at our clarity of thinking as opposed to the confusion in the Mumbai police. The CBI also said in court today that Peter may have played a role in concealing Sheena's mobile phone and ATM cards after her disappearance. What does this make Peter Mukerjea?
The question is...
No, what does this make Peter Mukerjea? No, does this...
in the incident. He's complicit in the incident.
Waris, let him answer.
Yes.
What is... 1 minute.
His complicity in the incident, there is no doubt. The question is when.
No, when
was
means
it
what?
before the murder
or
was it after the murder? Now, both possibilities exist. If it was before the murder, why did he also have a motive to get rid of her?
No, 1 second.
What is the evidence on that?
Okay, so
therefore we come back to the crucial question. What did he know and when?
No, 1 second. One second. This is not okay. MR wants to come in, but before MR, I put that question to Vikram Singh. M.R. Venkatesh, 1 second. In answer to your question, I would say that if he has concealed the facts after the murder, he is equally complicit because he's protecting the murderer.
No.
Now the question is, why is he protecting the murderer? 1 second. Why is he protecting a murderer for 3 years?
That's incorrect, Arnab.
Evidence being led, you are...
Bhai, please be logical.
Conclusions.
Okay,
that is why you are not allowing me to speak, because I will speak
Vikram Singh.
I want to bring the truth
Vikram Singh. Now let's proceed. Yeah.
And Arnab, how are you
Vikram Singh answered.
Vikram Singh.
Personal agenda.
Sheena Bora had
Vikram.
Where are you getting that from?
Vikram Singh.
Arnab, the larger personal agenda prompted him to be and deeply eyeball deep involved in this crime. And I take a strong exception to your saying that the Mumbai police lacks clarity. Mumbai police has as much clarity, precision, I would say surgical precision than anybody else. But yes, what they would call a crack team, I would call a convenient team. Their direction and sense of purpose is way different from what a professional police investigator would have. Letting Peter Mukerjea off the hook is a misdemeanor that all police regulations of the country have, and they have requisite departmental action and punishment recommended for misdemeanors. Nowhere in the history of investigation would you find an officer of the rank of police commissioner holding up in a police station with his cronies and investigating the so-called investigation, and giving a long rope to the main accused and the conspirator, not going into the financial trail, not going to the absolute full length of getting what the motive was, what was the financial trail,
is for the
what was the general
agency to do the investigation. Mr. Singh, I don't agree. Here the thing is, why...
You are welcome to disagree, Mr. Pathan. At the same time, if a person is charge-sheeted, he is not innocent either.
Just allow me.
Let me see. You have had your say, Mr. Pathan. And if you have had your say, if you charge-sheeted in the court of law, by no stretch of imagination can you say you are innocent.
What verdict?
Indrani and Peter without following due process of law. Now what will the courts do? People think that they are convicted. This is what Times Now did. I am making a statement on your channel as a lawyer, saying that this kind of media trial should be stopped. There should be some guidelines for this kind of trial.
I have never heard of
a media trial, sir.
It's a media trial.
I have heard no more foolish
arguments. I don't agree it's a trial. Had media not been there, you wouldn't even know.
Arnab, let me come in now.
Okay, fine. Waris, you have made some unfortunate...
Convicting.
Waris, 1 minute.
Very unfair.
Waris, I'll tell you. Now let others come into this. Let Vikram Singh first of all complete. Don't get so overexcited. One, does the AIMM have some personal angle?
No, I'm talking here as a lawyer before the channel. I have not come here as an MLA. I have come today in your channel as an advocate. Practicing on the criminal side.
1 second. 1 second. Vikram Singh.
I would go serially.
Now be quiet.
Arnab, let me go serially. But for your master stroke in interrogating, questioning and interviewing Peter Mukerjea, things would have been very different today. The constant digging by Times Now and by you and being a force multiplier made things very simple for a professional investigator. Right from Assam up to Delhi, up to Mumbai and Raigad, you had your team pursuing what the police would have pursued in 2 years. That was made possible in record short time. But you did not follow up the leads very professionally. You allowed grass to grow underneath your feet. You chose to look the other way and in fact allowed Peter Mukerjea to get away as far as the investigation was concerned. You handled him with kid gloves, and therefore the Mumbai police, the earlier investigators, have a lot of explaining to do as far, and I'm sure the CBI would look into these misdemeanors as well.
Absolutely.
The constant digging of Times Now and by you was responsible for the situation that they are facing, the Mukerjeas and Indrani are facing today.
For Peter, let them bring out
M R Venkatesh, Sanjay Hegde and M R Venkatesh. Sanjay Hegde and M R Venkatesh. Sanjay Hegde and M R Venkatesh in the next part of the debate.
Arnab, there's one moral of the story.
Arnab,
when you are likely to be a suspect in a murder, don't talk to Times Now.
Okay.
Or don't talk to any journalist for that matter.
Okay.
Because that is what the constitutional right of silence is about.
But also understand, if the media had not taken
I
a proactive
disagree with
stand
these comments
right from the beginning of Commonwealth in case of Kalmadi or in case of Raja, in case of 2G, the whole facts would not have come back to haunt us like what it is today. The simple reason is the media has played a very proactive role. Yes, there might have been excesses here and there, they might have crossed the line, but that is all forgiven for a simple reason. They have done their duty in national interest. In national interest, they have done their duty, and there has been nothing personal in this. Let us understand one thing. The totality of media has been fantastic in exposing the crime. And as far as Peter Mukerjea and Indrani are concerned, they are celebrities in this. And they have put themselves on the limelight. And when it goes down, when things go down, they will definitely be haunted by the media. So they cannot claim page 3. They cannot claim page 3 space. But when it comes to page 1, they cannot say, oh, this is not done. When you are a page 3 celebrity, you will definitely be haunted by the media. This is the price people have to pay for occupying the page 3 circuit.
Without recording the evidence, convicts a person.
Let me add one sentence more.
Just can I add
Page
there?
3, you are not
before the court of law, let the evidence be laid. Let statement of the witnesses come before the court and let the court decide. Who's the media to decide the fate of the person?
That is entirely
I'm
a different
asking you
thing.
one question.
The question is, nobody is saying that Peter Mukerjea needs to be hanged today. Nobody is saying that, Mr. Pathan. All that we are saying is that was there a honest investigation? Was there a honest investigation? Tell me that. Was there a honest investigation on Mumbai Police?
Answering my question.
Tell me whether Mumbai Police carried a honest investigation. Why are you defending the Mumbai Police? Why are you defending the Mumbai Police? Why are you defending the Mumbai Police? Why is it that despite the fact that they have done an unprofessional job, why are you not raising this question? Why are you not raising the question?
To my question.
Peter Mukerjea
You are forgetting one thing.
Stopping and whining and dining with.
Law is there.
Whining and dining with the police.
Okay, 1 second. Just a minute.
Media cannot be judgmental.
Evidence is staring at you.
Media cannot be judgmental.
Constitution was meant for good people, not for scoundrels.
That is why we are.
Okay. All right. 1 second. 1 second. The media. 1 second. Just 1 minute. You seem to believe.
What was his right to go to the media?
MR, 1 second. MR, 1 second. MR, 1 second. It is not the first time. No, what's MR? What's Waris, please.
What was the right of Mr. Peter Mukerjea to go to the police mess? Was it constitutional? Was it right?
Are you investigating agency? Let the investigating agency
let him speak.
Find out why Peter was not questioned for that. Who are you to be judgmental?
What was the investigating agency doing? What was the investigating agency doing? What was the investigating agency doing in the first place? What was Rakesh Maria doing? What was Javed Ahmad doing? I have information on both these people.
The CBI is investigating from each and every angle of the case.
What was Rakesh Maria doing?
A proper
no, what was Rakesh Maria doing? Listen, what was Rakesh? Look here at me. Look here at me. What was Rakesh Maria doing?
Rakesh Maria was investigating the case at Khar police station.
And really?
He recorded the statement of Peter.
Okay, is that the case?
For investigation
Then Mr. Waris Pathan.
People were available for investigation.
Mr. Waris
cooperated in the investigation.
Mr. Waris Pathan. Now listen to me. Mr. Waris Pathan, be quiet for a minute and learn to listen.
That is why.
No, 1 second. I have heard you. Now you want to carry on like a broken record. You want to carry on like a broken record.
Arnab Goswami.
You want to carry on like a broken record.
You are not answering to my queries. Simple question. Was Peter not available for investigation? Did he not cooperate in the investigation? Did he absconded during the period of investigation?
Have you finished?
Simple answer, no. He was very much available for investigation.
Have you finished?
Yes.
Then if you finished, please have a glass of water and be quiet for 2 minutes and listen to what I am saying. Mr. Waris Pathan, for your kind information, the police was not calling Peter Mukerjea. Only after Times Now made the point many times were they finally called. Point number 1. So don't scream. Okay. Don't scream at that. Okay. Secondly, so comfortable was the relations of Peter Mukerjea that this same man who is accused now of being a conspirator in the murder of Sheena walked across and went for a drink to the Mumbai Police Club in Worli when Indrani was in jail, I really want to know which police officers he was meeting then. If this is the case in which murderers and murder conspirators walk across and have a drink in police clubs, I tell you, Mr. Waris Pathan, that is a privilege that I want to snatch away from these people in the cocktail circuit. And now since you've spoken, hear me loud and clear. And be quiet on this. Be quiet on this. And viewers, and to the viewers of Waris, be quiet. Waris, be quiet. Waris, be quiet. I'm taking a break.
Since last 6 months.
I'm taking a break. But when I come out on the other side of the break, I just want to say one thing. There's a cocktail circuit in our society. And most unfortunately, I have to say tonight, there's also a cocktail circuit in parts of the media.
Yes.
That cocktail circuit in parts of the media was quiet when questions needed to be asked about Peter Mukerjea. I wonder why. I don't think this is a media trial. I think it's the media exercising its basic
Arnab,
right to report.
you should also do a program one day on cocktail circuit in the media.
Absolutely, I will. I will. I promise you I will.
I would like to be on that panel.
Yes, I promise you I will call you on that, Anil. You remember, don't you remember our programs? Don't you remember our fairly forthright programs on the infamous case called the Radia tapes? I'll come back on the other side of the break. I don't pull my punches, sir. Back in a couple of minutes. Well, getting some reactions to what I said about the cocktail circuit in the media. I repeat it again. I mean, there is a cocktail circuit in the media, but that's not the issue at conversation tonight. I'd like to get Sanjay Hegde back into the debate. I'd like to get Geeta Luthra back into the debate. Ravina Raj Kohli also hasn't spoken. Sanjay, to you first. Sanjay, you've heard the discussion so far. Yeah. Why don't you take it forward? Is this a media trial? I don't think so. I think the media needs to be credited.
So.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Because
Sanjay.
The media dharma is very simple. Somewhere is hiding something.
Yeah.
That alone is news. Yeah. Everything else is propaganda.
Yeah.
That's an article of faith as far as journalism is concerned.
Yeah.
And if somebody is hiding something, if it is something which is newsworthy, if the media shows it, I don't see too much of a problem.
Yeah.
Right now, what is happening in this case is the investigation process. The investigation process is no doubt inspired by what is likely to come out in the media. There is some good in that argument, there is something bad in that argument. I see that Mr. Pathan may have half a point. But a trial per se happens much later. We are not right now at the stage of a media trial. That's my limited point. Okay, because you can't presume that somebody is guilty while a trial is on. That's a different thing altogether.
No, I want to get Geeta Luthra on this one. Geeta Luthra, go ahead. Go ahead, Ms. Luthra, go ahead.
So I don't quite agree with Sanjay on this.
Yeah.
You know, media trial means, in fact, what the Law Commission report says and what Supreme Court, the PUCL judgment says, that the moment the investigation into the matter begins and even one person is arrested, that's when media should stop reporting, because otherwise you are risking two parallel trials. And the fact is, then you're not giving that person a fair chance. So there's no difficulty in reporting later. There's no. So I'm just telling you, from what Sanjay said, in terms of law, it's considered a media trial. Okay. This is all.
Listen.
Now coming to this case, my only comment is that we did not wait for the Mumbai police to finish the investigation.
Yeah, we didn't. Yes.
So we didn't know what they would have done.
No.
The second aspect.
No, we knew what they would have done. Geeta Luthra. No, I'll tell you. Geeta Luthra, sorry. Geeta Luthra, I need to contradict you. Sorry. For the second time, I'm interrupting you. No. 1 second. Geeta Luthra. No, Geeta Luthra, 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
You see, my problem is with the state of suspended logic, where the police, Rakesh Maria, comes in on day one and says, I have solved the case. So what is Rakesh Maria doing after that? Simply is doing the reverse engineering. You're right. So when he says I've solved the case on day one, why should we as a media take him at face value? In fact, I think it was good we questioned the Mumbai police. I'd like to get Ravina on this now. It was good we questioned the Mumbai police earlier, because had we not questioned the Mumbai police, then in this particular case, all the discrepancies in the narratives being fed into the public domain would have been taken at face value. This is not a media trial. It's a Hawkeye. I call it a media having a No, pardon me. See, if the media didn't have a...
one more line about the CBI.
Okay, fine. Okay. No, so this definition...
If you have got evidence, give it to the investigating agency.
Sorry.
Why did CBI...
Don't give me 18th century logic. Don't give me 18th century logic. One second. Yes, Geeta Luthra and Ravina
CBI took 1.5 months to interrogate Peter.
Yeah.
They took 1.5 months.
No.
The investigation was already very advanced when CBI took it over.
Ravina,
why didn't they do this investigation 1.5 months ago?
Okay.
This is one other question.
Okay, Ravina Raj Kohli, last word. Ravina Raj Kohli.
You know, it's nice that some of us come on the show to be good listeners, but I would like to raise again the point I raised earlier. We all know that my stand on this is that this is a media probe, and the media has done its job. It's not a media trial, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here to ask the question, if media had not probed this and somebody was protecting some truth or untruth out there, and the police or somebody knew something more than the media knew, when are we going to know who that was and what that was?
Yeah.
If Peter was being protected, who was protecting him and why? Can the media probe please continue on this?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Madam, absolutely. I would like to say, please look into the dynamics of why
there was. Last word to Vikram Singh. Last word to Vikram Singh, and then I close. Vikram.
If the Mumbai investigation had been a classic case of investigation, there was no need to transfer it to the CBI. The fact remains that it was an unmitigated disaster, and hence they had no option but to transfer it to the CBI. And the CBI had to start from day one, from route one, and therefore the entire exercise which the CRPC permits to complete normally within 90 days. And therefore it was from one disaster to one convincing investigation by the CBI.
Well, I think this case was clear to me from day one, because there was laxity in the approach of the police from day one. Nobody wants to turn detective. But if asking logical questions has now become a media trial, then I worry for the kind of candy floss journalism that some people would rather prefer. I thank you all for joining me on debate number 1 on Peter New on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.